It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Kitchenland USA, Advanced Car Care Center, and Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hi there. Good morning to you on Wednesday, making our way through the week, and hope you're having a good one so far. Let's do some news.
All right. Starting today, the National Guard is actively working at immigration and custom enforcement facilities in Missouri. Guard members are now working at ICE processing facilities to primarily help with administrative, clerical, and logistical issues. Specifically, the tasks includes data entry, case management, logistical support. The reason is to allow the actual ICE agents to be doing work in the field instead of behind the desk. The National Guard is authorized to help ICE through September of next year. A woman from Michigan is suing the Shepherd of the Hills after she fell down during a visit to the Playhouse Theater last year. The woman was walking down an aisle with a group being led by an employee when she fell. She's blaming the Shepherd of the Hills for negligence, citing poor lighting and an uneven floor. She says she broke her leg. She had to have surgery as a result of that fall, and she is now suing for more than $25,000 worth of damages.
All right. Popular lunch spot in Springfield has some major repairs to make because of thieves. Would-be thieves ripped down a wall at the sub shop that's located at Glenstone and Seminole, trying to steal an ATM overnight. The thieves used a truck to try to rip out the ATM and ended up knocking down an entire wall. They did not get the ATM. They did get away.
Yeah. Police looking for them. All right. Springfield City Utilities is gearing to offer up more electricity. Work is underway on 3 new natural gas turbines at the McCartney Generating Station that will provide 150 megawatts of power. I don't know what that, I don't know how to quantify that, but that's how much it is. They can run on natural gas, fuel, oil, or hydrogen, and can start producing electricity at the flip of a switch once they're done next year, especially when demand is high. So that speed will be good. CU is also adding a lot of battery storage. The money from this project is coming from the rate hikes that we told you about. A 3% increase is coming in April of 27, and then a 3.6% is coming exactly 1 year after that first one.
It is a lot of rate hikes. That is for sure.
But we're using more power, and so they're building for more power. And I mean, you were talking yesterday in Ozark, I think it was, talking about the number of new homes and apartments and condos, and then all the businesses. So I do feel like there's lots of expansion happening.
All right. Well, at least we're getting some out of it. The Ozarks, it doesn't feel like it. The Ozarks School District and Fire Department are suing the state of Missouri over a new law that caps property tax in 97 counties across the state. That law was recently passed during a special session in June to deal with funding professional sports stadiums. That was the point of the special session. The law sets a limit to how much taxes can increase in certain counties, including in Christian County. Not Greene, by the way, if you're curious. The lawsuit claims the law violates the state constitution. So we will see what the courts say about that.
All right. Drug prices could soon get lower for a lot of people on a lot of very popular medications. President Trump announced a deal late yesterday with Pfizer. Trump says that Pfizer is committed to offering its prescriptions to Medicaid at the reduced, what is called most favored nation prices. This could be anywhere between 50 and 100% lower than they are right now. The drugs will be available for direct purchase online through a website that is actually run by the federal government called Trump RX.
Of course.
All righty. All right. It's going to launch soon. I don't know when. He just said soon in the press conference. President Trump says Pfizer is also investing $70 billion in manufacturing facilities to start producing drugs here in the U.S. instead of overseas. So here's a little caveat. Under the terms of the deal, Pfizer will get a 3-year grace period that will not be subject to tariffs. if they will move their production to America.
Okay. Well, it's very strange to go to other countries and to pay a fraction of the price that we pay in the United States for drugs.
So remember
Sure.
was it in Guatemala or Honduras? Guatemala. In Guatemala, I bought boxes of ivermectin for $2.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I
that was
brought home a ton of it. And actually, I didn't need any of it, but I ended up giving it away to, interestingly, a friend of mine who works in the medical field who could not get it for herself, which was really wild.
Well, yeah, that
But
was the thing. You weren't allowed to use it here, but everywhere else
yeah,
they had it. Yeah.
but yeah, $2 per box. There were 12 pills per box. And so I bought as many as was allowed. But
Yep.
it's a wild thing. I mean, that's like one tiny example, I know, but it was just an interesting, like, kind of a mind bender.
Yep. And no real explanation. But all right, we told you about increased enrollment at both Missouri State University as well as Evangel University. Well, now you can add jury to the list. One program seeing big gains, especially there in students, is the new ER Physician's Assistant program at Drury. It started 2 years ago with 29 students. Now there are 107 students, so that's a lot of growth. Drury now has 2,273 students this fall, and that is up about 5%. So a lot of growth in many of the
medical,
major
yeah, a
universities here.
newer. I mean, it started 2 years ago, I guess, but it's like steadily growing. So that's cool.
How does this sound? The Route 66 National Historic Trail. That sounds all right. It's a good ring.
I like it.
Missouri U.S. Senator Eric Schmidt and others are trying to make that a thing. They want to put the iconic highway as part of the National Park Service, which I guess makes sense when you think about it. Lawmakers say that type of designation will help the states and towns along the route boost tourism dollars and preserve its history. If it happens, supporters say it could help to revitalize struggling communities along the route. And of course, Springfield is the birthplace of Route 66. It got its name here. And therefore, we have the birthplace of Route 66 Festival every year in August. We pick the hottest month of the year for that festival. So you can be down on the pavement enjoying it. But next year's a big one for the route as well.
I love that story because if you drive Route 66, some of the towns are thriving. They have like little restaurants and some cute, quaint shops along the way. And then some of them are not at all. And if you consider the designation, that would also mean federal dollars could be used. And it could really just make it so much more attractive to people who like to drive through, because there are a lot. I mean, I remember when we did the story on the KY3 like special, it was like a special report, long form television. But so many people were here from like Germany. I don't know why, but I kept meeting people from Germany along the route. Like they were coming for that purpose. And I just think that, it could be.
It is interesting to me how many people travel internationally to come drive the route because they've seen it. It's Americana for them. They see it in movies and they want to experience it. And I don't know what their experience is like, honestly, because a lot of it is dead. You drive a lot of the route and it doesn't look like anything like you see in the movies or they would have seen in the movies. So I think hanging on to that history, keeping the signs, the old motels that used to be there, maybe refurbishing them and at least keeping them looking good and a spot for pictures and is great. Now, you're right. It does cost money. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. Okay. Willard is going to be before a national audience on Thursday for all the wrong reasons, but national audience nonetheless. There's a TV show featuring a local murder case in a true crime series. The show is called Interrogation Raw, which, by the way, airs primarily on A&E. I think you can stream it on some of the other platforms, but it's featuring the double homicide case of Alexander Shute and Brianna Spruill, the young couple. They were shot on their porch back in November of 2020.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember the story there on Main Street at Mill Street, and that case is going to be on the show with 2 local investigators who will be featured. So there you go.
Springfield, I think, has had more than its share of national crime stories.
Yes.
Gypsy Blanchard, obviously,
I can
is
attest.
the biggest. The Stouty murder case was a big one that got national attention. There have been others, but it's weird.
The 3 missing women. I've been in the 3 missing women one, in the Gypsy Rose Blanchard one, and the Stouty one to come. So there's like 3 just on recent memory, Yeah,
and there are more than that. I think part of it is that there's so many streaming services that are into true crime now, because people are into true crime. So there's lots of stories to tell. So if you can find an interesting one, and those 3 are certainly incredibly interesting, then they're telling those stories, and it's it's fairly inexpensive when you consider that versus scripted television, where you have to bring in actors and you got to have sets and stuff to go tell a documentary story. And people seem to like them. I do.
I think it would be more fun, though, to do a story on Route 66. So, there we go. We could do that too.
I'm sure that's out there somewhere.
Yeah, it is. I think maybe we took part in it. So, all right. I think that's it. Anything else that you'd like to say, sir?
No, that'll do it. Have a fantastic Wednesday.
Yeah. Lots of content right now at aroundtheozarks.com. Check out the events page for all the local things going on. We'll highlight some of them as the weekend draws near. And don't forget also the contest page, where you can win a signed Dante Hall jersey from the Chiefs. All thanks to our Ozarks Kingdom Country contest. So make sure you get registered at aroundtheozarks.com. Until then, we will see you back here tomorrow morning.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. You are listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, and unbelievably, it is somehow October 1st in the Ozarks. It's not really going to feel like it today. We have temperatures this morning starting out near 60 degrees, and it will be a little bit warmer today. 87, my forecasted high temperature. So feeling more like a summer afternoon with plenty of sunshine on deck. There's not a whole lot of change in this extended forecast. Spoiler alert. I hope you like this weather, because it's here to stay really for the rest of the work week, all the way through the weekend. There's just not a whole lot of change to talk about. More of the same in the forecast. Temperatures today, though, as I mentioned, a degree or 2 warmer than they were yesterday. We have very little in the way of change in the day-by-day forecast. That's going to hold true through the entire weekend. So I mentioned this the other day, but it's a good reminder since there's still time. This would be a good stretch of days for an outdoor project, get things done. I do expect that we're going to hold on to high pressure here in the center part of the country. It will continue to bring us dry weather, sunshine, and high temperatures in the 80s pretty much every single day. Expect more sunshine today. I don't have too much of a breeze out there either. Yesterday, we had that east wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Today, I'm expecting that to be light and variable once again, so not much in the way of wind in the forecast. We also have the same weather pattern sticking with us for the entire weekend. It's really not going to be too cool for a lake weekend, something like that. Looks like it will be summer-like. If the pool's still open, the water's probably cold, but it will definitely be warm enough to enjoy poolside activities as you head through the weekend forecast. I don't have a whole lot of change in the forecast through the end of the week or the weekend, but the next sign that we may see a pattern change will likely arrive for us by the early part of next week. Right now, I'm targeting the Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe, so nearly 7 days away before we start to see a cooler pattern and reintroduce that rain chance back into the forecast. Typically, this time of the year, we would see high temperatures in the low to mid 70s, low temperatures at near 50 degrees. It's been warmer than that with highs in the 80s and lows near 60. The extended outlook, so October 7th through 13th, well, looking from the Climate Prediction Center, it also looks above average, above normal temperatures expected for much of the center part of the country, into the Tennessee Valley, and even up into the Ohio River Valley. Signs are favoring warmer than normal conditions. We also have a signal that we may see slightly above average precip, so it looks like we will start to see that precip window open up again as we head into the middle of October. Around the country, what's making headlines is this tropical moisture associated with Hurricane Imelda off the coast of the Atlantic, bringing showers and thunderstorms to the southeast coast. Thankfully, the greatest impacts from Imelda are staying out over the open water in the Atlantic Ocean. We also continue to see multiple fronts bringing unsettled weather to the northwest. Another cold front is going to bring the Pacific Northwest another round of showers and storms, and that is also true for parts of Northern California. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. What is the official start and end date for the Atlantic hurricane season? The options that I gave you were A, May 1st to October 31st, June 1st to November 30th, July 1st to December 31st, or April 1st to September 30th. We are in the middle of the hurricane season and it's not over yet. June 1st through November 30th is the official season of the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic hurricane season, June 1st through November 30th. And while storms can occur outside of these months, the peak activity when most of the tropical storms and hurricanes form typically occurs between mid-August and mid-October, with the climatological peak typically around September 10th. So we are now beyond that point. Congrats if B was your answer. Here's the trivia question for tomorrow. Which of these oceans or regions does not typically experience hurricanes? Do you think it's A, the Atlantic Ocean, B, the Eastern Pacific Ocean, C, the Arctic Ocean, or D, the Western Pacific Ocean? You can let me know your guess at the website. That's aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening this morning. Enjoy the summer-like weather that we're going to have today. Grab a pair of sunglasses, shorts, t-shirts. That's all you need today. We will continue to see this nice pattern through the rest of the week. Thanks to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Have a great one. We'll chat tomorrow.